Hello everyone, my name is Prakhar Satsangi and I am here to share my interview experience for IMT group of colleges. So the started with what I did in my graduation. So I answered I did BBA in my graduation in marketing. So they asked me what is my favorite subject. What was my favorite subject during my graduation? So I answered digital marketing was a subject that I liked. So they asked me that do you know what is the meaning of impressions in digital marketing? So I have never heard this word, this term impressions, but I took a guess that, and I told them that I'm taking a guess. I do not know this. And does it mean that taking the clicks on a link or the number of people clicked, like one impression, one click, number of impressions? So they said that no, it is not, it is something else, and I still do not know what is this impressions. Then they asked me what is my hometown, where I am from. I answered, and then they asked me, do you know who is the governor of your state? So I answered that I knew who was the governor of my state, and then they asked me that what is my city known for. So I told them do study about your city and your state, what it is known for, and I answered thoroughly. I had prepared this answer. Then they asked me that name a brand whose digital marketing campaign you followed, and I studied about the brand called Beardo. So Beardo conducted its whole uh, social media marketing campaign by influencers like KGF, Star Yash. So I answered. Then the next question was thrown to me was that how will you select an influencer? So I said that can you give me a minute to think? So they said okay, and I thought about it. Then I answered that first I will think. First I will figure out that what is age group, income, and interest of my customer. Who are the customers that I am catering to? Then I will figure that who are the influencers making content for this type of people. Those are my audience. Then I will have a pool of influencers. Then I will see that who has more followers, who can give me more reach. Then I will talk to them. I will ask them about. I will see what is my budget. I will see what are they asking, what the fee they are asking, and then I will choose the most budget friendly and more efficient influencer that can give me more reach to as many people as I want. So they were pretty satisfied with this answer. The next thing is that they asked me that do you know what is going on in the world? Basic general knowledge questions. So I answered that Russia-Ukraine war is going on. They were fed up of hearing Russia-Ukraine war, and they told me tell us something apart from Russia-Ukraine war. And I answered Sri Lanka was going through a crisis. So they answered okay. And do you know what is happening inside the country? Any news from our country? So at that point of time, 3 farm laws were repealed by government. So I answered this, and they told me, can you define, can you explain all 3 farm laws? So I read about it. I explained them. Then they asked me that do you know what is going on in the business world? So at that point of time, I think Chitra Ramakrishnan was involved in a scandal. She was the chief of NSE and BSE, our stock exchanges. So the next question was that what is NSE and what is BSE? And then was a tricky question was thrown to me that why do you think there is a need for 2 stock exchanges? So I do not know the specific answer. I told them I did not know this answer, but if I were to take a guess, I think there are many companies and it is easier to manage. They are 2 stock exchanges sharing the load and in 2 different parts of the world, 2 different parts of the country. Sorry. So 2 different parts of our country, located in 2 different parts of our country. So that was good. And then they asked me that do you follow politics? I had no interest in politics, and I said that I do not follow politics, but still I know that UP elections are going on. So they asked me that, do you know who are the candidates in UP election? And I answered that I did not know who were the candidates in election. Then she said okay. Then they went on to my hobby section. They asked me that you have written video editing as your hobby. So what software do you use? Do you make TikToks? So I answered that I do not make TikToks, and I use Adobe Premiere Pro for video editing, and I make uh, video edits of films or shows, web series or anime that I like. So they said okay. Then they asked me that, do I know governor of any other state than my own? So I answered I do not know, but if I am taking a guess, I think Gujarat governor is so and so person. So that they told me that he was the previous governor of Gujarat, and current governor of Gujarat is this person. So I said, okay, I did not know about that. Okay. Then I was the last person to be interviewed that day. So they asked that there is a question that we are asking everyone and nobody has answered correctly till now. I hope you answer this question. So it created a little bit of pressure on me, but I said okay. So the question was, do you know what is demographic dividend? So I did not know anything about this, and I said that sorry to disappoint you, but I also don't know about this. Then the last question for me was, why are your 12th marks low? Because you have done pretty decent in every other phases, but your 12th marks are quite low. So I answered, I knew that this question was going to come to me at some point of time, so I prepared an answer. It was a genuine and honest answer, so they said that okay, it is quite understandable. And that was my interview experience for IMT. And do the for all the interviews, I will say that prepare current affairs, know about your city, know about your state. These three things will give you an edge over all the other candidates. Do read about topics, hot topics, uh, like pollution, environment control are uh, over. Their time has gone. It is time for uh, AI. Do you know about Internet of Things? Like these type of topics, I suggest you go and read about all of these and start reading newspaper. Do read newspaper on that day as well, because they ask that what is today's news. Did you read today's newspaper? What were the headlines in today's newspaper? And whatever newspaper you say, like Times of India, they will ask who owns Times of India. You say Indian Express, who owns Indian Express? Who is chief editor of Indian Express? They might ask. But if you do not know, say honestly that I do not know. Don't try to mess up and try to give answers that you do not know. So that is from my side. Thank you so much and all the very best.